In an era of rising tensions across the Pacific, military strategists are increasingly focused on the concept of unsinkable aircraft carriers, strategic islands that could serve as immovable platforms for projecting American air and naval power. Unlike traditional aircraft carriers that can be sunk, these land-based installations offer permanent, fortified positions that are virtually indestructible through conventional means. In this video, we'll discuss 4 key islands that stand out as America's most valuable potential unsinkable aircraft carriers in the Pacific, according to defense analysts and military sources. The strategic foundation from World War II to modern competition. The concept of unsinkable aircraft carriers first emerged during World War II, when American forces recognized the strategic value of Pacific islands as bases for bomber operations against Japan. General Douglas MacArthur famously described Taiwan as an unsinkable aircraft carrier and submarine tender in 1950, highlighting how land-based positions could provide permanent strategic advantages that maritime vessels simply couldn't match. Today, this strategic thinking has been revitalized by China's growing military capabilities and its anti-access area denial or A2AD strategy, which aims to prevent U.S. forces from operating effectively in the Western Pacific. In response, the United States has adopted what military planners call agile combat employment, a strategy of distributing forces across multiple resilient bases to complicate enemy targeting and ensure operational continuity even under attack. Luzon, Philippines, the northern anchor. The largest and most populous island in the Philippines, Luzon, serves as a critical strategic anchor in the northern Philippines, positioned just 300 miles from Taiwan. The island's strategic importance stems from its location astride the vital Luzon Strait, which serves as the primary passage for Chinese naval forces moving between the South China Sea and the Pacific Ocean. During the Cold War era, Luzon hosted 2 major American military installations, Clark Air Base and Naval Air Station Kubi Point, now Subic Bay. Clark Air Base, covering 14.3 square miles, with military reservations extending over 230 square miles, served as the largest U.S. military airbase outside the United States until its closure in 1991 following Mount Pinatubo's eruption. The base now operates as Clark International Airport, with 2 runways that could be expanded to over 4 kilometers in length. The strategic value of Luzon cannot be overstated. Military analysts note that Chinese control of Taiwan would essentially bracket the Philippines between Chinese-dominated waters, making Luzon's airfields and ports critical for maintaining alternative supply routes and projecting power into the contested region. Palawan, the South China Sea sentinel. Palawan, a narrow 280-mile-long island stretching along the western edge of the Philippines, serves as America's frontline position facing the South China Sea. The island's strategic location allows it to control the straits leading into both the Sulu Sea and the South China Sea, making it what one Marine commander described as key terrain to defend from and key terrain to operate from. Recent U.S. investments in Palawan demonstrate its growing importance. The U.S. Navy is constructing multiple facilities on the island, including a boat repair facility in Quezon capable of supporting small Philippine military warcraft and unmanned surface vessels. These facilities will enable the Philippines to enhance its ability to project forces into contested areas of the South China Sea, with requirements for watercraft to be launched within 15 minutes to meet rapid deployment readiness objectives. Singapore, the Malacca Strait Guardian. While geographically distant from the primary South China Sea flashpoints, Singapore's position at the southern tip of the Malay Peninsula makes it one of the most strategically valuable unsinkable aircraft carriers in the Pacific. The island nation effectively controls the Strait of Malacca, through which over 30% of maritime crude oil trade and 40% of global trade passes annually. Singapore's strategic importance lies in its ability to throttle this critical checkpoint. In the event of conflict, control of the Malacca Strait could easily cut China off from crucial energy resources, as Chinese strategic oil reserves could sustain operations for only about 60 days without external supplies. This makes Singapore a location that China would get very nervous about, as one defense analyst noted. Singapore has formalized its strategic partnership with the United States through multiple agreements, including a 2019 protocol amending the 1990 Memorandum of Understanding on U.S. use of facilities in Singapore. The agreement allows U.S. Navy ships, including aircraft carriers, to use Singapore's naval facilities for logistics, maintenance, and resupply operations. Changi Naval Base, with its 6.2-kilometer berthing space, can accommodate aircraft carriers and serves as a crucial logistics hub for the U.S. 7th Fleet's operations throughout the region. Taiwan, the central fortress. Taiwan occupies perhaps the most critical strategic position of all four islands, sitting at the midpoint of the first island chain and serving as what military strategists call a natural cork in the bottle. The island's position between Japan's Southwest Islands and the Philippines' Luzon archipelago creates a choke point that currently contains Chinese naval power within the South and East China Seas. Taiwan's strategic value rests on multiple factors. The island serves as a barrier preventing Chinese naval, air, and amphibious assault forces from surging past the first island chain into the broader Pacific. Chinese military strategists explicitly recognize that control of Taiwan would transform the Taiwan Strait into China's strategic inner lake and shatter the semi-sealed predicament of China's sea areas. From a military perspective, Taiwan's eastern waters provide deeper submarine operating areas compared to the shallow waters on its western coast, making it valuable for both submarine operations and anti-submarine warfare. The island's airfields can support a wide range of aircraft, from fighter jets to maritime patrol aircraft, providing comprehensive coverage of the surrounding seas. However, Taiwan's strategic importance is complicated by the One China policy, which requires the United States to maintain some distance from formal military cooperation with the island. American use of Taiwan as an unsinkable aircraft carrier would likely only occur during an active conflict with China, when such diplomatic constraints would become secondary to immediate military necessities.